Hello, this is Christopher Dawes with IBM Forms, and today I wanted to talk to you about a custom service catalog that can be used to restrict access to service descriptions. Now, if you're familiar with Forms Experience Builder and you're familiar with service descriptions, you may know that any service description you place in your service catalog is available to all users. And what I wanted to do was figure out a way to make it so that certain services can be available to certain users. And so I created this custom service. And let's take a look at how this works. The first thing that we need to do is to place the custom jar file into our extensions directory. Here we can see the custom secured services jar file sitting safely inside of my extensions directory. The next thing that we need to do is to create this secured services folder. Within that secured services folder, we can place all of our service descriptions. Now, what I've done is I've put them into individual folders to help categorize them and keep them nice and tidy. Inside of the secured services folder, there is a whitelist XML file. And if we take a look at the XML file, it defines what our group name is going to be. Okay, and the group name is what's going to show up inside of Forms Experience Builder, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then we define each of the services that we want to restrict. So I can define them in two different ways. One, I can define the path directly to the XML file, or I can provide just the name of the folder that is inside of that secured services folder. So by specifying just the folder name, it's going to give me all of the XML files in that folder, and it's going to restrict them and say only this user, CDAWS, can access them. Now, a point here, we can list any number of users that we want, but the string that you define for the user needs to match what the user uses to log into Forms Experience Builder. In this case, in my implementation, I use my mail address, and so that's what I need to use to define my user. This extension does not support using groups, so you have to specify each user explicitly. Let's take a look at what this looks like inside of Feb. I have my demo application, and I'm going to click Edit. And right now I'm logged in as WAS admin. If I go to Settings, Services, Add a Service Configuration, you'll notice that there is my Secured Services group, and I can only see the 3 services that I am allowed to see. And if we go back to the XML file, we'll see that I can see the Add Account. The WAS admin can see the Blue Group's add member, and it can also see the Blue Group's delete member. And that is what we see in our panel. Now let me log out. And log back in using my other account. And now if I visit the Services panel and select Secured Services, I'm going to see a different group of services. I can still see the Add Account. I can see this Blue Group is user in group, and I can see all of the Blue Pages services that are in the Blue Pages directory. And you can see that here where I defined the Blue Pages, just the name of the folder. And if we look at the folder, you'll see that there are 6 services inside of that folder. So the code is loading all the services in that folder based on what I defined in my whitelist. So as you can see, with this custom service catalog, you can create one catalog with a unique name. You can provide any list of services inside of that folder, and then you can define who has access to either a subfolder or an individual file within that group. I have had a lot of requests for this kind of functionality, and so I hope that you will find value out of this as well. Good luck, and if you have any feedback, please post back in the community. Thank you very much for your time.